Hello everybody, happy Saturday. Happy day after Turkey Day, 2 days after Turkey Day, the start of the holiday season. We're in full swing. Don't forget to turn your scales back 10 to 20 pounds. Okay, so I finished a couple of things I want to read on today. I want to do some current events and politics. I finished that Netflix series Encounters, and another light bulb went off into my head. Yeah, little explosion. So, and I also watched Mars Attacks. Speaking of heads exploding. What a goofy movie. Oh my God. All right, so let's see what we're going to read on, if I can keep this in order. I did actually write this down. All right, so for those of you who looked at the community page, I wished everybody happy Thanksgiving, or grateful. I was grateful for you all to be here, so that's kind of what I was getting at. And I put an image of a rainbow and dancing bears. And I said, whoever gets this right, the first one who gets it right gets free reading. So that was Mona at 818. I wonder if is she down in LA? 818 area code in the valley. Is she a valley girl? Okay. If Mona doesn't get in touch with me, then Bootstrapped Friend. And if Bootstrapped Friend doesn't get with me and email me, then it's Vixen Doe. So I got one with two backups. And it's always kind of interesting when I give away free readings. Very few people actually take me up on it. All right, so next time I'm going to charge people for readings, and then people show up. Isn't that weird? All right, let's look at the bear in question, this rainbow dancing bear. This was called the Owsley bear. Stanley Owsley was the architect of the Grateful Dead's distinctive sound, and the pioneer in the production and the distribution of early LSD. Well, this would be perfect for me to read on UFOs and spaceships then. The dancing bear icon first showed up as stickers slapped on the bear's amplifiers and other sound equipment. This is not to be confused with Tower of Power. What band made Tower of Power famous during a live show? And it probably didn't make it famous during a live show, but in the middle of the song, they called them out. See if you guys know that one. All right. It goes back into, I think it's the 80s, 90s. One of the best live records ever. But there's been a couple. All right. So, now that is out of the way, let's look at, so some of the things I want to look at. And I'm going to do this first, this spread first. Maybe I'll get back into it a little bit, but I'll probably just leave it kind of light and bright. So I'm going to read on ETs, I'm going to read on some current events, and I also want to read on Gavin Newsome. A lot of talk that he is going to be, either a president, take over Biden's, whatever, his place when Biden passes the torch. Dean Phillips, that guy, that is in Minneapolis, who says, I'm running against Joe Biden as a Democrat, which it just boggles my mind. He's too old. I go, is this a time of year where we need experience or some young gun in there that doesn't know what the hell they're doing? Or some old fart that has balloons made out of him, made from his likeness. Okay, you know where I'm going with that. All right, so let's go into, let's look at the ET stuff. The second, so there's 3 episodes in this encounters thing. The middle one was, again with schools, and these school kids saw, like, and there was other people in the town, like 450 people saw all these sightings. The logical people said, well, you know, they're just recounting folklore. I'm going, well, can't there be extraterrestrials in folklore? Yes. The third one talked about UFOs and aliens being around, or ETs being around nuclear power plants. And I saw a spaceship. Well, it was a lenticular cloud for those non-believers, and it was over the nuclear power plant near me. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. And then I went, oh shit, just what happened? Should I take an iodine pill? They give those out here, iodine pills. Not good if you have thyroid problems, but nonetheless, we're all going to die sooner or later. And we're not really dying, we're just going somewhere else. A lot of people have been leaving the planet this year. Has it been more than normal? I don't even want to count how many are in my circle that are off. Next weekend, I'm going to another memorial. Oh, yay. And it's, one of the things that's happening is people are saying, don't wear black, wear colors. I'm going as a dancing bear. I don't think they really want a costume party, but nonetheless, I'm going, okay. Back to ETs. They were saying in this town in UK, let me pull it up if I can, Broadhaven, Wales. It's a coastal town, and there's a little island off the coast, and they called it, I can't remember what they called it, the spheres or the rocks or something. And this one woman said she saw a spaceship go into the rock, like it went, like the rock opened up, spaceship went in, and the spaceship went down into the water. When we go to Shasta, they say the same thing, that there's a city inside of Mount Shasta called Telos. And when I went up there, and when I would meditate, there were times where I could immediately astral project, meditate up into that mountainous area up at the top of the mountain, and I could see a cave, and I could go in there. It was kind of cool, you know? And this was not part of the dancing bears. I was not doing LSD or drugs or anything. So maybe it was a flashback. Could have been. Nonetheless, let's get back to the rock in the ocean. If you look at Shasta, there is a connection, reportedly, from Hawaii to Shasta with the Lemurians. Hawaii, Mu, Lemurians. So if you go back and you look at the history of that, and where I get that history from is from the the Hopi, the Book of Hopi, they were talking about it. So I had dove the Channel Islands in Catalina, San Clemente numerous times. Many, 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 many times. Catalina was okay. There was a little weirdness going on there when I was diving. I was going, okay, yeah, this is cool. And then there'd be something I'd go, ooh, my spidey senses. But when I was diving in San Clemente, and this San Clemente is a military island. So they say you can't go near some of these places. I mean, you can't dive in some of the waters off of San Clemente. Why? Because it's a military island. And they would do these practice bombs on the island. And I thought, that's the stupidest thing in the world. Here you have this beautiful island, uninhabited. Let's throw bombs at it. And they would have like jeeps and tanks, and they were all beat up and stuff. And when I was diving there, and I remember this really clearly, when I was diving there, swimming through the kelp forest, and my spidey senses were tingling. I'm going, what am I gonna see? There's something. Is it a shark? Is it a sea bass? Some of these sea bass, giant black sea bass, get to be the size of Volkswagens. They're super gentle, but you round a corner or you get one in your vision because the visibility is not so great there, and it scares the crap out of you and that's bad, especially when you're in a dry suit. You get the crap scared out of you because now you're, okay, sorry. You never know where I'm gonna go. Jeez, what's the matter with me? I should edit that, but I'm not gonna, because it's not that bad. It's just a little stinky. So underwater in San Clemente Island, we spent the night out there on a little 32-foot sport fishing boat, and I remember a submarine popping up on the distance, and I go, wow, look at that. I wouldn't even know, it just popped up and it was moving. You couldn't hear it. And, I'm looking at the submarine, and then I hear these voices behind me, and it's one of those inflatables with an engine. It's all blacked out, and there are like 4 guys from the submarine. That engine was quiet, no noise, none. Now that I think about it, that's spaceship technology. So, my question is, and I'm going to use my Beyond Lemuria deck. 13 minutes, haven't thrown a card. Jeez. But it's a fun story, for me anyway. So, my question is, are these islands off the coast of Wales, California, Hawaii? Oh, and there's a huge earthquake in Papua New Guinea. Dutch Scene. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's kind of hard to watch because it's so freaking technical. But anyway, he comes on and he's back on again talking about this earthquake, big one in Antarctica. Maybe we should look in that too, if I remember, if I stop rambling. Okay, what I want to know is, are these islands near near California, the UK? Did spaceships really go in there? Are there islands that spaceships go into, UFOs go into? Okay, 3 cards. The sacral chakra. When I look at this, I mean, this is our intuition. This is our gut feeling. When this is the guidebook that comes with it, and I do like to read the guidebooks every now and again because they wrote them, right? So I'm paging through it, and for me, the chakra system, I've been thinking about it an awful lot lately, just the full-on chakra system, making sure that we need to deal with our own chakras, get them spinning the right way, clean them up. And so maybe my chakra system isn't so good. Maybe I need to work on this one. But in the book, one of the things that I remember from the book, which is striking because I hardly remember anything, is what you dive into. What you dive into. And I'm looking at the blue and I'm looking at the orange. I'm going, they're getting recharged in there. Whatever these spaceships are, they're doing something. The other thing with water, it's a pretty stable environment. Temperature-wise, right? It can't be, I mean, if it gets too hot, it starts to boil and evaporate. If it gets too cold, it freezes. Salt water kind of stays in this pretty decent range, whereas the Earth's atmosphere, it could be anything. So maybe water is a good element. So the 3 cards I pulled, the sacral chakra, what do we believe? What's our gut say with this? My gut says yes. And it's all about the infinite. What do we believe? What's our gut say about the infinite? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Because one of the things that I was talking about with this series is that it's okay to believe what the Bible says. It's okay to believe what has been written in a book for 2,000 years. But it's not okay to believe in aliens that have probably been around for an infinite amount of time. Are aliens angels? And I don't like using the term aliens, but I keep doing that. I like galactic. That seems to resonate. ETs, sure, but if they're in the ocean, they're ITs, interterrestrial. So I just like calling them galactics. Hope they won't be bothered that I don't get their name right. So, what are we tuning into? What are we feeling in our gut about the infinite? Stepping through. So these spaceships are stepping through into this inner landscape of the Earth. I don't know, this spread just gave me chills. So I keep going back to as we step through, our heads are kind of going to explode a little bit about what we understand about the infinite. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so you can't tell me that there are military bases that are just shooting up an island for no good reason. And for entertainment only. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I should be in my bathrobe, then nobody would really believe me anyway. Some old man throwing cards in a bathrobe. Who's going to believe me? But now I got a orange, ooh, orange shirt. Wow. Now they'll believe me. Ooh, orange. All right, let's get into something serious, shall we? 20 minutes. I'll try to timestamp it. I'll try. Here we go. I want to look at Gavin Newsome. I was watching this guy that draws pictures on YouTube. Really, drawing pictures. Can't even draw a car. Yet everybody seems to watch him. I don't know. So I was watching Cash. And he, towards the end of the video, he was saying, talking about Gavin Newsome. And then he even did the finger pull, you know, is Gavin Newsome going to be president? Is Kamala Harris? And he goes, that doesn't work. But anyway, he did it anyway. It's pretty funny. So here I am in California. Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsome. Some people said that you can't have a president and a vice president from the same state. So I tried to look it up and my head exploded. Article 12, and I'm like, and that's the problem with a lot of our society today. We don't dig in enough to look and find the answer. But then again, those guys who wrote the Constitution wrote it in gobbledygook sometimes. I'm like, what are you talking about? Reading some of the briefs on Letitia James, and I'm like, 34 pages to say this guy shouldn't be talking crap about other people? Really? 34 pages? It's all legalese. Okay. So I don't know if they can or if they can't, but I want to look into Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsome. And I got to tell you, speaking of heads exploding, my hillbilly Republican brother, his head would explode at this. Too much California. Too much California. All right. I should just send him a dancing bear and say, take a nibble off the toe. Okay, let's take a look. Gavin Newsome. What is this with you and the presidency? Okay. Let's just see what we got here. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Is he thinking about it? This is usually illusion delusion. This is, make sure you pick your choices correctly. There's many choices that he can deal with here. He's looking at it. The 7 of Swords. So this guy, okay, so Kamala, if Joe Biden exits, and I say this, let's just say, because here's intuitively, Psychic Duck, you want to chime in on this? Yeah. So my intuitiveness is, you're always right. Oh, thank you. So nice. Is that Joe Biden is going to win, and then he is either going to step down after he wins, or at a time during that next 4 years where Kamala Harris will be president. What do you think? You got it. All right, perfect. So where does Gavin Newsome come in? He's sneaking in to camp and taking someone's defenses. Is that right? Okay, I'm going to drop this down, and I'm going to hopefully go a little faster with this. Okay, 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 2 sevens. At the base of the reading is the 4 of Cups. I'm using my Light Seer Tarot. 4 of Cups. Something sad. Someone's being made an offer at the base of this, and it's not so sad. It's just contemplation. In the past is the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of times when I got the Queen of Pentacles, I associated that with Nancy Pelosi, because she made a ton of money. She was very intuitive. She was a queen in her own right, whether you like or not like her. The top of the reading, the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. So this Knight of Pentacles, dropping a bunch of money, slow moving knight. So maybe this is in the planning stages for quite a while. Maybe it's costing him a lot of money. Maybe it's his ideas that he's spreading around. And in the potential near future, another 7. 7 of Wands. In this deck, I'm going to pull out my cheat sheet to see if I have... Yes, I do have cheat sheets. I don't know what 7s mean. If I can find it real quick, here it is. Seeks truth, asking the big question, who am I? Reflection, assessment, spirituality, discovery, knowledge. Seeks truth. Who am I? Batman. Who am I? So this guy is going on a journey where he's spreading some money, and he was just in China to see, let's see where that goes. Let's see, was he laying the groundwork for Biden to go to China? So he's dropping a lot of things that are positive, and I think he's getting this from Nancy Pelosi, both Californians. But he's in his little bubble, discovering, and look at that, again, the sacral chakra, solar plexus. Who am I? Is he going to be the president? Is he going to be the VP? Internally, we get justice, we get balance. External influences. Ooh. Normally, I don't read these reversed. Judgment, reversed. This is letting go of something. This is having somebody look at what you've done. But there is no judgment here. It's just it feels like this is just a release. And Gavin Newsome, so this is not him being in an election so much. How can that be? And maybe I'm reading that wrong, but it's just... Hopes and fears. 2 of Pentacles. juggling. And the final outcome, we have the Page of, what is it? Swords. Some legal thing coming up. Some new idea coming up. Some, is that, are they walking a tightrope reading the Constitution? Knight of Cups. Coming in to save the day. Knight in shining armor. Six of Wands. Something, he's celebrating. Woohoo, yay. And I know it's a female depicted in this. So that could be Kamala, but this is Gavin Newsome's card, so Six of Wands riding in as a winner. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Lordy. Let's look at the base here. Two of Cups coming together. The Hierophant, the government, the higher order of things. There's going to be a loss with the Five of Pentacles. A sadness. A lot of hard work that's going to go into this. And the Lover's card. Wow. Let me just say, as we're into 31 minutes, that is an interesting spread. Something's going to go on with Gavin Newsome. Whether it's this year, 2025, or in the future, something is going on with him. Sorry, I got something caught in my throat. It's probably my hillbilly brother going, oh, hell no! Well, I could tell him, hey, you're in Missouri, put somebody in there. Josh Hawley. Sorry. I hope nobody was eating when I said that. Okay. Should I stay with that or should I move on? Let me move on. Okay. Let's look at this. Some people asked me some questions. I want to get to them. Travelers asked, what is going on with all the accidents in these intersections, major intersections in the U.S., lots of accidents? And I went, haven't heard of it. I have seen those little donuts where the kids are spinning out, like doing drifting type stuff in the middle of the intersection. That's going on in California, and I'm sure other places. And she said Pennsylvania, California, and New York. What's going on? What's going on with all these accidents at major intersections? Is there something going on with it? Something going on? I'm just going to pull three. Yeah, I think there is. Devil. Again, Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands. I'm going to pull some clarifications on that. What I'm getting right away from this is they're on drugs. They're tied to something, maybe something big. They're trying to there seems like they're trying to get people scared of something. But then you have the Seven of Wands, where you're just more in defensive mode. You're in this peaceful state. And what I get with this reading is we need to be more aware when we're driving. You know, stop listening to YouTube meditations when you're on the road. Shamanic journeying. You hear the drum beat and you're, oh yeah, this is good. There used to be, and I used to say things that when I would do like a meditation or a journey on YouTube, I would say, don't do this when you're driving. Okay, I'm just going to pull 2 clarifiers on this Seven of Swords. King of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. It's got something to do, I'm still seeing it as kids kind of playing a little bit. We got the King of Pentacles, that is, so there's some kind of money fear thing, and 8 of Cups, walking away from sorrow. The big thing that I get with this is really pay attention when you're going through an intersection. Maybe we're taking it too easy. Maybe, you know, yeah, it's okay. The light's green, I can go. No, look both ways. People will be blowing stop signs and stoplights. Okay, what else are we going to look at? I got me a list. Dean Phillips. Did I even talk about this guy in Minneapolis? What a knucklehead. All right. Andrew Lewandowski. Remember him? No? You don't remember him? 2015, he started a church called The Way of the Future. And he got in trouble because he stole some of Google's AI secrets. He was like the guy who invented self-driving cars. So he got in big trouble, and then Trump pardoned him. Like, so what has Trump got to do with this guy? So he's starting his church up again. What is it called? Way of the Future. I wonder if Lori, the way of positive change, can, like, you know, sue him or something. Write a 35-page brief on why it's an infringement on her. Because that's what I go, hey, that's Lori's name. But it isn't. It's the way of positive change for Lori. This is just Way of the Future. And it's for people who are trying to build a spiritual connection with AI. He's got about 1,000 people in it. And now he gets a tax write-off. So let's take a look at this. It's not going to happen in this Congress. But is there going to be, with all this religious right, with all this homeschooling, where you have so many preachers getting up in front of their congregations talking about who to vote for. Is that going to change? Is that going to change in 2025? Oh, cards didn't like shuffling. Cards didn't like that. Is that going to change? Man, I think I need a different deck. Is that going to change? Okay, this deck is, I mean, the cards are like getting stuck. High Priestess. So I'm going to pull a different deck. I will use my Los Queribo deck. Los Queribo. I do have my favorites. All right. Clean them up a little bit. Get the energy right. Okay, okay, okay. They like to shuffle on this one. Is the separation of church and state, is that going to be redefined in 2025? The separation of church and state. And I hear it's going to the Supreme Court. That's what I heard. When it does. So obviously I don't need to read on it because it said yes, but it's going to go to the Supreme Court. It's going to be redefined in 2025. Any more information on that? Because that's where we are now. You're not talking about the higher realm. And how can you even have a church on artificial intelligence? Okay, going back to those guys, if we live in a matrix, as some people said, I even saw Neil Tyson, somebody, what's that guy? Neil somebody Tyson, deGrasse, and he was talking about if we were living in a matrix, and he was kind of splitting it up and going, you know, anyway, if we were, then you could have a church of AI, I guess, because that's who's running infinity. When I think of that, though, I go, you know, that doesn't make me feel good to think that way. So, would it matter? No, I don't think it would. So, I'm going to still think what I want to think, that there is an infinite unifying source energy working on the law of one, working on love. What am I reading on? I'm reading on, oh, separation of church. Yeah, sadness, being crossed by. It's going to happen. We're going to change this in 2025. The Ten of Cups, the Democratic card. At the base of it is Joe Biden. Yeah, we're going to change this. We have the completion card, the world in the past. At the top of the reading, they're going to take a look at this at a different point of view. Or this could be suspended going up to the Supreme Court. Let's just look at the potential near future. Yeah, I'm going to drop this down. You can see. Okay, Hanged Man. So the sadness, Ten of Cups. Joe Biden. The completion card, the world is watching in the past. Then you have this this Knave of Wands. So it's younger energy. They're going to try to reduce things, but they're looking at the future. I think a lot of things are going to be rebuilt. And I don't know what that is. Is that a spaceship? I got spaceships on the brain. Flying over a mountain. Huh. And it's green. Weird. Weird. Okay, internally, devil. Devil makes me talk. It's being addicted to this, this short-term book, and they're not looking at the bigger picture. They're being addicted to something. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna go into it, but they've got a new idea coming out of a cup, coming out of a fish, loaves and fishes. Jesus wants us to change this. Did you hear me? Hopes and fears, the star card, that we can balance this out. And the final outcome, yeah, there's a lot of review. There's a lot of growth that needs to go with this. The Seven of Pentacles, it's tending to your garden, tending to your sheep, to your flock. But the way they're doing it with this addictive energy is producing a lot of dead pentacles. Clarified by the Emperor. Money, King of Pentacles. And then a celebration, the Four of Wands. So this suspension, this looking at it from another point of view, they're going to run into the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. It's that, and to me what I heard is that's a buzzsaw. But we do have the completion card. We do have the willingness. And we do have a celebration coming at the end. I don't think that internal addiction card, the devil card, is going to be able to stand up to the younger Page of Cups. New idea, which I find fascinating. The old devil can't stand up to the youngins, to a new idea, a new way of looking at things. Woohoo! All right. Okay, way of the future. Okay, I think I got everything. Oh, let's look at this, the last one. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. But the last one I want to look at is politic burnout. I'm burnt out with it. I put Mr. Pumpkinhead in the box. People go, leave him in the box. Don't pull him out. Every now and again, I got to shake him to see if he's still in there. He gets pissed at me because I mess his hair up. And I'm going, it's not me. It's you. You put yourself in there. If you would behave, he won't. But if he would, but he won't. So, too much burnout on politics is that. Oh, I got to look at Argentina and Netherlands. Real quick, what I'll say, Psychic Duck agrees with me on this, that they're going to have a little bit of a run, and then it's like, oh. But this guy in Argentina, he kind of fascinates me a little bit, because when I look at his projection in my mind, it feels like it's like, yay, and then it's like, oh crap. And I feel like he turns middle a little bit. So let's pull on that and see if I'm getting this right. They have like 130% inflation. We bitch at 3%. Horizon 3%. 130, I think that's what they said. Like, Argentina, new president. He's got goofy eyes. Oof. All right. 411, 6 cards, because I think he's going to change. Is this guy going to... Let's just do a 411 on him real quick. What's going to happen with this guy? Oh, people love him, but he's fighting. He's got these ideas that, you know, he's fighting. This is my Man in La Mancha card. It's like, what are you doing fighting that cause? It's a windmill. It's a windmill. He's got some money behind him. Riding in as a winner is in the past. Some secrets coming out. I got him walking away. So I got him walking away, but I think he's walking away from his ideal. Oh, geez. Oh, my God. Okay, never mind. Okay, I said I was only going to do 6. Then I did a full spread. Something is not right. He's got a lot of legal issues coming his way. And he may be that type of guy that just says, off with their heads. External. Something big is going to happen externally. And this is a legal card too. So internally, he's going to be facing some legal issues. They're going to be happening really fast. Hopes and fears that, and this isn't physical, but that his presidency is not going to last very long. He's picking too many fights with people, winning at any costs. That goes back to this card for me. And he's not listening to people. He's a little confused. And again, I get this card with Trump all the time, and they call him a little mini Trump. I wonder if they'll have a balloon made of him, because that is a big honor. And then the other clarification is stealing. Are they going to find out that he stole the election somehow? Let me see if I can ask the pendulum. I'm going on a little too long about this. Hey, pendulum, may I ask a question? Am I fully protected? Accessing my higher source. Thank you. So this Argentina guy, are they going to find out that he stole the election? Yes. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen right away. They're not going to go, oh, you're not. But something is going to come up pretty fast with this. And to me, you know, it just goes back to, you know, don't be an ass if you don't want to get caught. I keep thinking about Trump and what Howard Stern said to him. And he goes, you had the best life. You know, you could have any woman you want, including Stormy Daniels. And you're just like under the radar. You have the best life. What are you doing running for president? They're going to look into everything. And then they did look into everything, and then he's just an ass on top of it, and people go, let's really get him. So, you know, personally, I think a lot of this could have been avoided, and I don't know if Letitia James or Fani Willis would have been any different, because I think they're on the really professional up and up. But when you start attacking them and endangering their lives, I don't know how you can separate that. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at burnout. And before I get into burnout, I'm going to shut this off. I got 5 minutes. Before I get into burnout, it's okay to be burnt out right now. But now, the first of the year, and I know I'm hearing some of you guys going, no, now, get involved now. Get involved with your politics. Do what you can to vote, to make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure that you, if you can work at a polling place, if you can help somebody take them to register to vote, whatever you can do. It's not a time for voting burnout. It's just a time to shut off the news. Trump isn't going to say anything to us new that is going to change anybody's mind. He's just not. Because he hasn't. Because he doesn't have anything new to say. It's just, anyway. I don't know if I need to read on burnout. I think I just did. That's it. All right, let's go back to the Beyond Lemuria to say goodbye. Thank you guys for hanging with me on this hour. Don't forget to set your scales back. 10 pounds. It's easy to do. A friend of mine told me how to do it. I haven't done it. Did it for my wife, though. It's a good thing she doesn't watch. It's a good thing she doesn't watch. Good thing y'all don't have her emails, too. That would be bad. Did you hear what Danny said about you? Okay. Card to leave on. A little mini spread. And I'm hearing 2 cards. So, does that mean I only have 2 people listening to me right now? Very well could be. Oh. Oh, for the 2 people watching, we have awakened awareness. What does that mean? Awakened awareness. It goes back to the first part of this reading where I was yakking so much. If we can let go of our preconceived notions and saying, I can't think of angels as ETs, as galactic beings. If they all come from source energy, from the law of one, from love, why not? It's the same thing. And here we have the high heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. Let's get that a little darker. Ecstatic bliss. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing. If you're watching now, you probably already subscribed. Ecstatic bliss. Let's live in that for a while. All right, Saturday, I've already recorded Sunday, so that was up because I thought I was going to be gone. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Peace and love.